Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Okay, today you're welcome to Accounting for Beginners. Have you ever wondered why businesses don't record all of their transactions in one book? Why do we have sales day book? Why do we have purchase day book? Why do we have return inward, return outward, and cash book? I'll be explaining why we have this different kind of books in today's video, because this is the very first step into recording in accounting. So let me tell you something. There is no other video that will break this down in simplified form like my channel. So better get glued to this channel so that you can learn everything you need about accounting. Now let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Jidobi Ngazika. I prepare and present accounting tutorials for students, writing WAEC, writing ICANN, and I make it very simple and practical. So if it's something that you like, kindly consider subscribing so that you will not miss when I have my videos. Now, today we're talking about a very important topic, which is known as what? Our day book, also known as the book of what? Original entry. Now, these are the books where you record your transaction. Excuse me, first of all, madam, don't ask me for anything again. That's my co-host. She's behind the scene. You're not seeing her yet, but anytime coming, you see her. Let's be serious with our videos. All right, so we're talking about we're talking about books of accounts, and this is the first book you're going to use to record the transaction in accounting. Now, I hope all this my story is not sounding so boring or like what the heck is she talking about. Now, let me introduce my co-host to you. Ah, ta-da! This is our co-host. All right. Now, just the way a baby starts by crawling, from crawling they begin to walk, from walking they begin to what? Run. Now, the same thing with accounting. The first place that you record your books, where you record your transaction, is your what? Day book. And then from your day book, you now move to your ledger account, and then you now move to your trial balance, and then statement of financial position. So the long and short of my story is that there are processes in recording transactions, and then you start with recording your transaction in your day book. Madam, we didn't hear you didn't come to learn nursery rhyme. We came to listen to and learn accounting. So we appreciate it if you will keep quiet so that we can focus on the video of the day. Anyway, please bear with me. This my co-host is in school and she likes to sing. So please just listen to my voice and try and ignore her voice. Alright, so that's that about our day book. So let me tell you a very simple story to make this topic very. I want to stand, I want to sit down. I want to go down. Yeah, go down. So choose what you want. And stand. Oh, it's easy, right? Alright, so like I was saying, let me tell you a very, very short story. Alright, welcome back. Continuation. I had to go on a short break and I'm right back. So let me tell you a very simple story to make this topic very, very easy for you. Just listen. Alright, now I opened a very bookshop, a very big bookshop. And in this bookshop, I just started the business. Well, I've been in for let's say for about 5 months, and then sometimes I have a very, very bright customer. His name is Mr. John. So he came to my shop, bought some books from me. These are the kind of books that I sell in case you want some. And so Mr. John comes to my shop and tells me he wants 10 pieces of this book. Alright? Each of the book goes for 2,000 naira. So all of them will cost me how much? 2 times 10. Now give us what? 20,000 naira. Now, Mr. John is a very, 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 very old customer. And like I said, because an old customer, I decided to give him these books on credit. He said he doesn't have money. I'll pay later. I said, okay. Trying to retain my customer. I said, okay, let me give you this book on what? On credit. The whole of it 10,000 naira. So he said, okay, I'll pay you by end of next month. I said, that's fine. That's very okay with me. Just listen to the story. Don't be bored. All right. So as the months went by, my stock finished. I didn't even have a single book in my store. I went to meet my supplier. His name is what? Mr. Tunde. I said, Oga Tunde, please, oh, I need some books. In fact, my store is what? Empty. I need to fill up my store with books because school just resumed that people are going to come and buy this my books. So he said, okay, how many do you? I said, I want 100 pieces. I now told him, okay, how much is it? She said, madam, the price has increased though. It's now 2005. So that is what? 25 times 100 pieces. 2005 times 100 pieces of books. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 25. That is 250,000. That's the cost of these books. And unfortunately for me, I don't have all of this money, but I have just 100,000 naira. So I spoke to Mr. To say, Mr. Tunde, you know I'm your customer. I just said this business. I'm trying to find my feet. Can you give me on credit the one I cannot pay now? He said, okay, that's fine. I know you. I want to encourage new business. So I'll give you what? 150,000 naira on credit. So I paid him 100,000 naira cash, and the remaining 150,000 naira is all credit. He said, okay, no problem, that's fine. So um along the line, after I purchased these books, brought it to my shop, I was so happy. My store is filled now. I have books everywhere. I can sell as much as I want, you know. So one of my very good customer walks up into my shop and say, madam, I want this your books. So I say, how many do you want? He say, I want 5 of it. And I say, okay, it has increased, so it's now 3,005 as a business. You have to make profit now. He said, okay, I'll pay. I trust you. So he paid 3,005 times 5 for the 5 books. So that will give us 18,500. So he brought out his POS, or rather his ATM, and I brought out my POS. I got pay, this I think is a POS. We're using our brain to create things. So he inserts his card inside. Are we together? Let's assume this is a card. This is a card. Phew. I said take it, punches his POS, his pin, and I write 18,005. And then transaction approved. He said, okay, give him back his card. So this customer is happy. His name is Mr. Peter. So Mr. Peter came and he bought 5 books from me at 2,000 naira and paid cash. Now, out of these 5 books he bought for me, unfortunately, he went home with those books. Still with me on this too, I'm getting somewhere. He went home with these books, and then while slipping around the book, he now noticed that one of the books, the middle part, nothing was written in it. As in, like, let's say, like from page 20 to page 30, there was nothing. This one is a good one. I'm just scared to cite an example of what happened to Mr. Peter. He returns the book but said, madam, why are you doing me like this now? I said, what happened? I said, I bought this book from you, and from page 20 to page 30, there is nothing written on it. I say, oh God, no verse, not the middle one. It is people that produce books that give you. I'm only a seller. You say, madam, you should have confirmed before giving it. I say, I'm sorry, so not be offended. Now, because I want to continue my customer loyalty, I said, okay, let me give you another one. He said, no, I don't want the other one. I want to just return this one. I want my money back. I said, okay, please don't be offended with me now. It's not my fault. And he said, no, it's not your fault, but please, I want my money back. I said, okay, sir, no problem. So he returns back this book to me because the book is what? Not the best of book. He returns back one book to me. And then I give him back his 3,000 naira 500, which is how much he bought. So he now have what? 4 books with him because he returned one to me. So me, I'm offended that my supplier sold me this kind of books. And I go to him, Mr. Tunde. Mr. Tunde, I have known you for a very, 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 very long time. This is so unfair. How can you knowing that I'm a new business person in this business, give me a book that the pages are not complete. She said, madam, I can never do it like that. I'm a very, very, very focused and serious-minded bookseller. I don't sell books that the pages are not there. I say, Oga, forget this your story you're telling me. A customer returned back this book to me. And then I'm turning back the book to him because I cannot sell it. I said, see the book you gave me. From page 20 to page 30, there is nothing written on it. I say, madam, you know these things now. These are people, they just produce in quantum and they don't even check. I say, why didn't you check what you were giving to me, Mr. Tunde? Eh? That is how one of my supplier, my customer right now, has returned back this book. So therefore, I'm returning back this book to you, okay, Tunde. So remember, I bought 100 pieces of good book for him. I'm now returning back one book. So how many books do I have? And I have what, 99. I say, no, Oga, don't be offended, madam. Now let me give you one to replace that one. I say, no, I want to return some back, please. I want to return it by step begging you, please now. Please, hey, madam, don't be offended. Don't be offended. I say, okay, no problem. I won't be offended, but let me return it to you back for you. I will think about it, whether I'll come back or not come back. So me myself, I have now returned what, one book. I've returned one book to Mr. Tunde. So let me write this returning book here so that you understand our story. So now let me give you a summary of all that transpired. So first of all, I bought 100 pieces of 100 pieces of books at 2,000 naira, 2,500 from who? Mr. Tunde. Okay, and it was on credit. That's giving the summary of our story of what transpired. All right. Then I also have Mr. Peter. Mr. Peter came to me and he bought 5 pieces, and I told him at 3,500. That is 18,500 naira. He paid cash for it. That is what happened. And the next that happened that he returned one. He returned one. Returned back one book to me, which I myself now return back to Mr. Tunde. Madam, stop that thing you're doing now. Which I return back to Mr. Tunde. Leave that please, madam. Mama, I'm coming here. Hey, fine girl. Mama, you fine girl. Okay? So I return back one book to Mr. Tunde. That same book that my customer returned back to me. You want me to carry you? Okay. And then we have the story of the very first customer that came to buy some books. He bought 10 pieces of book. For me, remember, he bought 10 pieces. My first sale at 2,500. He didn't have cash. So that's how much? 25,000 naira. He bought on credit. And his name was Mr. John. So let me clean the part that are not relevant in this story. Hope you like my story. We want to summarize that. So I want to clean some parts so I don't get confused. But let me use my hand so that we don't waste all day here. So now, from this my story, I've been able to summarize the story for us into the individual transactions that occurred. Alright? I purchased this book from the supplier, first of all. No, Mr. Tunde, Mr. John bought from me. That was the first thing that happened. Mr. Tunde is a supplier. Supplied used to me. So now, these are things that happened. I'll summarize our transaction. 5 transactions occurred. 10 pieces of goods were sold, or books were sold to Mr. John on credit. He didn't have money. And because I'm a new business person, I want to keep my customers. Okay, let me give it him on credit. He has been loyal to me for some time. And then my stock finished, just recapping what my story. My stock finished and I went to the supplier and he gave me 100 pieces of books at 2,005. I didn't have credit, I didn't have money too. So I did a part payment of 100,000 naira cash, and then I am owing him 150,000 naira. So let me do that separation here for us so that we'll remember it. So 150,000 naira is credit, and then 100,000 naira is what? Cash. Okay? Alright? Then Mr. Peter, another customer, came and bought some goods for me. He bought 5 goods for me, 5 books. I sold them at 3,005. Then he had me to return one because one of them, the pages were not complete. So I received that book. That book he returned back to me. I have to return, give him back his money. He wanted his money back. Alright? So I have to pay him back his cash. So I also have to return cash to him. Cash of 3,005. And then because of the book he returned to me, I have to return that same book back to Mr. Tunde. And I wanted to reduce my debt because I'm only 150,000 naira. He said no, and I should take it. He will give me a replacement. I said no, I don't want a replacement, Oga Sunday. I want my debt to be reduced. So we are still trying to agree. But so far, so good. This transaction that has occurred, I'm going to record them into different books. And that is what leads me to our sales day book, purchase day book, return inward day book, return outward day book, and our cash book. These are the types of what day books that we have. We call them books of what? Original entry. Like I said earlier on, just the way a baby starts to crawl first of all, from crawling he begins to walk, from walking he begins to run. The same thing in accounting. Our first transactions are recorded where? In our day book. And that is why we call this day book books of what? Original entries. Because the first book where you record your what? Transaction in accounting. After we should now move them from these day books into our ledger account and then into other accounts as the case may be required. But we're starting with our day book, and that is how we have our sales day book, SDB for short, purchase day book, return inward day book, return outward day book, and our cash book. I used abbreviation to make it easier for us, but as the name is says, sales day book. Now, what's a sales day book? A sales day book is where you record what daily sales, that the name suggests, sales day. So each day you make a sales transaction. You record that transaction where in your sales day book. But it's not all transactions that you record in. You record transactions that are done on what? Credits. Only sales that were done on credit, goods that are sold on credit that are recorded in your sales day book. One will ask me, okay, when I record the one that the customer paid cash. When the customer pays cash, you don't need to record it in your sales day book, you record it in your cash book. Are we together? Excuse me. Record it in your cash book. That is where you're going to record it for the very first time in your cash book. Are we together? While the corresponding leg will be your sales account, but I want to take this step by step. So the long and short is that your sales day book is already what? Sales that are sold on what? Goods that are sold on what? Credit. And that is the scenario of what Mr. John. Mr. John came to me. That was my first customer for the day. He wanted 10 pieces of my book for me. And I sold to him at 2,500. And he didn't have money. Because the loyal customer, I said, okay, I'll give him the goods on what? Credit. So this transaction recorded in our sales day book. I'm going to show you what a sales day book looks like. So I can have a pictorial, you can understand, have a pictorial representation of what it looks like. So now, our sales day book. Start by writing the heading on top. Sales day book. So now, we're going to have date of transaction, description, okay, and then you have what? Amount. Put naira. So which day did this transaction occur? Let's say it occurred on the 1st of April 2026. What did I sell? I sold what? 10 pieces of book at what? 2,500. How much is it? 25,000 naira. This is my sales day book. So it has, this is what a typical sales day book looks like. So if I pick up the book, I can see, okay, I sold 10 pieces of good at this, and this is the debt that people are owing me from whom Mr. John. So it's very good to write the customers and because sometimes you can have several customers that are owing you money. So you must write their names so that you don't accuse someone wrongly. This is what your sales day book will look like. Are we together? Now, that is the record of sales day book. Now, my purchase day book will be for goods that are bought on credit. So I, for instance, went to my supplier, Mr. Tunde, remember, and he gave me 100 pieces of books. I didn't have cash for all of them. I made a part payment of 100,000 naira, and I'm owing him how much? 150,000 naira. So I'm going to record that in my purchase day book. So purchase day book is where you record goods that are purchased on credit or bought on credit, as the case may be. So I'm going to clean this off because I have some keywords here which I want us to remember. I don't want to clean them so I don't forget them. So please permit me to clean this and use our space wisely. Where is our tissue paper? Excuse me for a moment. So we'll just change the name from sales day book to what? Purchase day book. So the same thing, but the difference is that the date this occurred, let's assume it occurred on the 15th or 11th of April. And then I am owing him how much? 150,000 naira. Now, if I'm to divide out 150,000 naira times the number of books, he gave it to me at what? 2,005. So let's do the math. So let's say it's 150,000 naira, right? Divided by 2,005. So 2020. 5 here, 300. 5 here, 5, right? 5 here, 1, 5 here, 60. So 60 books is what I'm owing him, right? So I'll come here and write 60 pieces of book, right? The same price, 25,000 naira, but how much is it? Is 150,000 naira. Okay, so 150,000 naira is what I'm owing him. So this is our purchase day book. I hope we're getting value for our time. If you're getting something, if you're enjoying this class, do something nice for your baby girl. Give this video a thumbs up or a like, and share with your friends so they can also learn like you're learning. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy, Coco. Okay, so now that is for it. Now I want to record the 100 books that I bought. No, the remaining one, because I paid the books I bought is about 250,000 naira, right? So we're done with 100 pieces. We work for 150,000 naira. Now the balance of 100,000 naira will give me how many books? Who is the smart mathematician here? Show me your talents. Efiwe, Efiko, Efiwe. I come from Lagos. Alright, I live in Lagos, and there, if you're in them, they'll call you Efiwe, Efiko. So let's do the maths. So 100,000, no, not 100,000. It's easy this way. Since I sold 60 pieces, the balance is what? 40 pieces. So now, I'm going to open what? Our purchase day book. Now, sorry, our cash book, because I paid cash for that balance of 100,000 naira. Now, cash book is different from every other book. Cash book has two sides. Are we together? It has two sides. So just follow me. Look properly. You don't get confused. Don't do you why. You don't do you why. When I was doing my icon class, the teacher will call. Trying to remember his name now. God, how can I forget that my lecturer's name? Now, whenever we get confused, we ask if he's not doing you why. If we're not getting confused. Say what is? Oh God, I'll remember his name hopefully before the class runs out. But He was very instrumental in my exam. And whenever we get confused or he feels like confused, ask you, I hope it's not doing you why, like why, they're getting confused. All right, let's continue. That's a little joke there, joke for you. All right, now cash day book is similar, but the little twist, a little twisting. Now, in a cash day book, because cash can be either physical cash or bank. Okay, let me not get into that. That's our two double entry, but that are two that's another kind of book. So now on that cash book, we have several kind of cash book. What is it, madam? Sorry, mommy. Ndo? Sorry, yeah? Mama. Sorry. Co-host. Sorry, yeah? Sorry. Now our cash book is that we have several types of cash book. I don't want to bore us with them, just to just have an idea. So I'll give you an abbreviated version of sorry, idea of what the cash book looks like. So normally you will have the dates, the description, which is also known as your particulars, okay, and then we have our cash and bank. But that's for cash, that's for double entry and double column, two column cash book. So we have our dates, particulars or description as the case may be, an amount, the same thing here, amount. You can also have things like what folio, yes. Folio used to be there. Folio comes first because most time when you're recording transaction, you're recording them from a source document. We don't source documents in this class. And source documents are things like your invoice, your receipt booklet, they have numbers. So normally those numbers are what you're going to write that is going to help you track. Because everything about account is about tracking. For me to for me to record the transaction in my cash book, I must have recorded this transaction first of all in my receipt booklets. That receipt booklet, I will now transfer it to my cash book. But the thing is that things like invoices are known as source documents. They are where you get information from. You don't see them as what day book. You understand? So it is the book where you record your transaction that will call what books of what original entry. Because that's the enter transaction first of all, the accounting perspective. So in this case, I paid Mr. Tunde. So I write his name, Tunde. Yes, and I paid for how many books? 40 pieces of books, right? At 2,500 each. That will give us, now this is folio. And then the amount, you put your naira sign, you put what 100,000 naira. So that is how much I have paid this guy. So this is what my cash book will look like. Now, because of lack of space, this is supposed to be duplicated, meaning that in your cash book normally you have two sides. You have the debit side, you have the credit side. But because of space, I'm going to record this in just one side. Are we together? Now, this is not debit or credit side, but just know that this is what a cash book look like in a way. In our next I'll talk about it in detail. I want to just record this transaction for us. That's why I'm writing like this. That's why I'm writing it like this for now. But normally this should be elongated. Both have a debit side and a credit side. But because of space, I'm writing this like this. So just bear with me. In my next I'll talk about cash book in more details. But just have this for now, please. Are we together? So name of the customer, supply is there, and what I bought. 40 pieces of book at what 2,000. That's the most important in every book. You must record what you bought so that my pick all the book, I can see what exactly was paid for. I can even if I'm not there, by picking up the book, I can see what transpired in the business. Do you understand? That is why books are important. Even if you're not there, if your employer comes, who the employee come, he picks up the book, he can see okay, this and this and what happened. And that is why your book must be as detailed as what possible. So you must describe what transpired. Are we together? So that is that for our cash day book. This is an abridged version. A real cash book has two sides, debit and credit side. But because of space, I will just use this for now. Please bear with me. Are we together? Now, we now have what? The third scenario of Mr. Peter. Peter paid cash how much? 1,000, 18,500. Now I'm forced to open my books probably because in our cash book, like I said, they have debit side and credit side. Now the debit side is when the money is coming into the business. Are we together? When money is what coming into the business, you're going to debit those transactions there. But when money is going out, you're going to credit those transactions. So this transaction in this case is our what credit side because in this case I was paying money to the supplier. So money is leaving me. Are we together? So this is the credit side of the cash book. Are we together? So money is leaving me. Once you're paying money out, bam, bam, you're going to draw it on the credit side of your cash book. Are we together? Now, the second scenario, the third scenario that we have the scenario of what Mr. Peter. He bought goods. He paid how much? 18,000 in this case, and not receiving the money. Now, is the money coming or the money is going out? The money is what? Coming in. The money, that's what they're looking for. Money should come into our business. The money please come in. Come in, oh, come inside, come inside. The money is coming to your business. You record this transaction on the debit side. So I'm going to change this from credit side to debit side. Madam co-host, how are you? How are you, co-host? Something about, please. Now, DR is the short form for what? Debit. Okay? DR is the short form for what? Debit. So, this is our debit side. Now, debit side is the left-hand side of our cash book. I will draw it in full, but that will be done with this side. By the time I'm done teaching the main, I might now draw the cash book so you can see it, but just have this in your head for now. I need intelligence. This is our debit side, alright? Cash book. Now, the details of what transactions are called Mr. Peter. So I'll change this from Tunde to what? Peter. So Mr. Peter bought how many books? 5 at 3,500. And that gives me what? 18,500. Hope we can see the board very well. And the date of this transaction is important. So let's assume this transaction occurred on the 16th. Assumption. Are we together? This is our cash book. Our cash day book. So we have the date, describing what transpired, quantity of what was purchased, and the person that paid is a customer, and the amount. The amount is what 18,500. Now, this should normally come from a receipt booklet. So let's assume the receipt booklet number is number 2. I want to assume that I should have given him a receipt, and the number of the receipt is number 2. Because when you have receipt booklet, the duplicate, that duplicate has a number. The number is number 2. Now, why do you write this number? It's a reference. So in case you want to track when did the transaction occur, you can go to your receipt book and say, okay, it's in page 2 or number 2. You understand? So that is why you have this for just to guide the accountant for tracking. So that is that for our cash book. So that I've recorded what? Our Peter transaction. Now, Mr. Peter also had me to what? Return one book back to me. And he asked for his money. So don't be offended. I'm using this page just for recording our transaction. Please bear with me. Ejo, alone. No vex. Biko. What's please in Hausa? I can't remember. Alright, now let's continue. So now we're going to change this book. Now, because my customer returned this book to me, books that are being returned back by the customers are recorded when you return inward day book. Return inward. Return inward. The goods are coming back to you. So you call them what? Inward. Just like your debit. Debit when you record things that are coming inward. But not debit is for cash book per se. So let's clean this. Mama, please put your hand down. Let's call this what? Return inward day book. Return URN. Return inward what? Day book. Are we together? So this is where you're going to record this transaction. This I think the date of the transaction is what? The 19th of April. 19th of April. And then Mr. Peter, he returned the goods back. Alright? Return how many books? One book. And the amount is what? 3,005. Mama, stop please. Okay? Just as in the number of the booklet is, like I can see the number, but it's for cash. No problem. Just for reference, no problem. It's okay. It's alright, no problem. So now, this is the return inward. So the same thing. All day books have the same format. The date of the transaction, description describing what has happened as much as possible. Who is the customer's name or supplier's name, what did you buy, the quantity, how many, at what rate, you understand? And then the amount will be the calculation of total figure. You understand? So that is how you record all your transactions in all the books. Just know that the date of the day, the description of the day, the amount, and the follow number. They can track the reference book, be it your receipt booklet, be it your invoice, whatever source document you use, the number that you write yourself for reference, so they can track it. You understand? And then the amount. Now return outward. Now because Mr. Peter had to return that good to me, I as the customer, I as the person selling the book, have to return that same book back to the supplier, because what lie between the book that is bad? I cannot. I better can do is to return it back to him, so that he would know that it's a bad product he sold to me. So now look at that transaction that I returned to him because of Mr. Peter returned it to me. So Mr. Peter returned it back to me. Mr. Peter returned the book to me first of all, and then I will now return the book now to Mr. Tunde. Now because I'm returning the book to Mr. Tunde, the goods is leaving my shop, is going out to supplier. We call it what? Return outward. When the goods is leaving my shop to the supplier's place, it's called return outward. But if the goods is coming into my shop, you want to come down? Yeah, bye bye, come down. So you stay, choose one. If the goods is coming into my shop, it's called return inward. But if it's going out of my shop to the supplier, I call it return outward. Don't get confused. Inward into my shop, outward out of my shop to the supplier, not to customer, because the goods are bad. That's what I'm telling you. So any good that is damaged or bad or doesn't meet the customer's need, and the customer had need to return it back to me, and I myself return it back to the supplier, now inward and outward as the case may be. So now I'm returning this book back to Mr. Tunde. This will now become a return outward day book. So still dates everything. So the date, let's say I return the book to him on the 20th, the next day. Are we together? On the 20th, I return the book. And so I'm returning the book to whom? Mr. Peter. No, Mr. Tunde. That's the person I'm returning the book back to. And it's one book. He sold it to me at how much? 2005. So the amount to be here was 2005. And there's no folio or anything at this point in time, because I'm returning the book I bought from him earlier. Are we together? Yeah. So that is that for this one. Hope we are enjoying this class, getting value for your time, enjoying this class, getting value for your time, enjoying this class, getting value for your time. See as our phone is looking at me. Hope it's fun, lively, and interesting. Okay, hey, yeah. That is what accounting for business is all about. Make accounting fun, interesting, simple, and memorable. Never forget it. All right, we are done with that. So this is the transaction that occurred. There are six transactions occurred. We recorded this transaction. First of all, we had our sales day book. The sales we made to Mr. John on credit. We had our purchase day book for the 150,000 naira that he sold to me on credit. And I have to open a cash book for the 100,000 naira that I paid him cash. So cash book is still normal like this, but on the credit side. Credit side is the right hand side. Left, right, left, right. Right hand, they record money going out of the business. So because money left my business to Mr. Tunde on the credit side. Then next customer that came in, Mr. Peter, he gave me what? Money. He came inside. Stop doing that. Don't clean my work. So it became the same cash book, but on the debit. Sorry, don't clean my board, please don't vex. You guys no vex. Sorry, Mama. Sorry, we'll soon be done. So that's the debit side of your cash book. So you've seen cash book, the debit side and the credit side. Now it should have been one big sheet. But just imagine you have this duplicated twice. What you have it again. Are we together? Then we had our return inward. Mr. Peter returned the goods to me. We've done that. And return outward. And I return the goods back to Mr. Sunday. So we've come to the end of our class. You have learned how to identify sales day book, purchase day book, cash book, both money coming and going out, return inward and return outward. Very easy peasy. Can't you see? So this is how you classify your transaction and you record your transaction. So now we'll do a very short test. Just for me to test your knowledge. Hope you can see the board well and to know that you understand what I've taught you. I want to be convinced that my speaking to you has not been vague. You understand? Alright. So now number one question. You sold goods on credit. Now you record that transaction. Sales day book, purchase day book, cash book. Tell me, I trust your judgment and intelligence. Number two question. You paid rent in cash. You paid for rent for your shop and you paid in cash. This sales day book, purchase day book, cash book. If it's cash book, it's debit side or credit side. Remember, debit and credit. Remember. Then you now return damaged goods to supplier. But don't clean this part. This sales day book, return outward, return inward, cash book. Alright, if you get it, I'll give you a prize. Just try me. So now some key words you should remember. Whenever you make sales on credit, your sales day book. If you purchase things on credit or you buy things on credit, purchase day book. If you as a customer return goods to me, return inward. And if I bought something and returning it back to supplier, return outward. So this is supplier, this is for customer. The supplier. By return the book to supplier is what return outward. And then you have your cash book. So this is for cash payment. Cash payment or cash payment and cash receipt. All cash payment and cash receipt go to your cash book. Are we together? So cash payment is on the credit side of your cash book, while cash receipt on the debit side of the cash book. We have come to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hope you have learned something. Hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that purchase day book, sales day book, return inward and return outward day book, and cash book are the books of what? Original income. Alright, you kind of wrap. See you in my next class. I'll be talking about ledger accounts, and I'll start with cash book so I can see it properly. Bye. Mama is a good girl. Say cheese. Cheese. I love you. I love you. Mwah.